They really got this man getting his face dragged on nothing but cement. So you already know that after I saw the short film they posted for Spiderverse that I had to rewatch the movies. And once again, I saw a background character getting absolutely cooked. Turns out that anyone named Peter Parker was not safe in the first movie. So it starts off with Miles going to school. And is that a Jamaica flag?
Yeah, control, wallet, show me.
But he arrives late to class and the teacher's like,
Mr. Morales, moving in the dark. You're late again.
and this has got to be the most unrealistic part of the movie, cause ain't no way there wasn't somebody in the class like, hey miss, how did you even see him? All I see are floating teeth and eyes. Like bro, if you're going to make a movie, at least make it realistic. He ends up going to his uncle's apartment to chill, and this man Miles is really my twin. Y'all are making fun of the scene right here, but on the contrary, I was taking notes. I walked out the theater, went to look in the bathroom, and was like, hey, that shit ain't work, but I was feeling different. But Miles goes under the subway station where he gets bit by the spider to get his powers, which ended up having him walking across the outside of a building. And this is how I knew they were really in New York. They be so used to seeing rats and having mutant Ninja Turtles that a black man walking on the side of a building ain't nothing serious. But this is when it starts. Miles goes back to the area where he first got bit and sees that Peter Parker is fighting the Green Goblin. And the fight ain't even started, and they're already doing this man Peter the worst. What is this? They ain't slick. They've got him fighting the buffest version of Green Goblin I've ever seen. You compare him to the OG, and bro's a cool little 300 pounds heavier, nothing too serious. To Rod Waves, that's just a cheeseburger for real. So while Peter was in the middle of a fight, Miles was hitting the dash before getting pushed down towards the collider. Peter saw him in trouble and immediately dived to save him, and ends up realizing that Miles also has spider powers.
If you stick around, I can show you the ropes.
Ah shit, who gonna tell him? But he makes his way up there skillfully, showing off for the cameras with ease. And right before he's about to put in the chip to turn off the device, we hear his theme in the background. He had this man Peter in a chokehold not once, but twice, before booting him towards the collider, and he started cooking his shit. Gave him a 3-piece and even tossed him over his shoulder. Miles had to start filming that bit, and I started to see why bro gets no hose. This man has an Android, straight green text bubbles, and the best way to FaceTime is through WhatsApp. This is a sad case. But Peter gets launched into the collider again, and then stops it with one arm. Talking about, is that all you got? Just to get snatched by Glorilla. I know that bread stank. And Miles was actually over there contemplating whether or not he should go and help. But then he was like, nah. And for good reason. Because we see the man himself walk up, taking up the whole screen. Bro's got the most unique build in existence. Whoever told Kingpin that leg day was optional needs to be put higher on the most wanted list than even Diddy. But this is what I mean when I say Peter was getting tormented. He's out here alone fighting Green Goblin, Prowler, and Kingpin. In what world is this fair? But they turn on the collider, the Green Goblin gets put to sleep, and by the time I open and close Netflix, because there's nothing to watch on that damn website, this nigga was right back up and grabs Peter to then put him face first into the collider, which makes it blow up, and Miles finds Peter on the ground, coughing. Listen man, this is your fault. Ain't no one told you to come here tonight. What? You heard me, nigga. You can't say that. Now look at me, man. You know what? Take this key and get out of here quick. If you really think about it, Peter ain't even give Miles a choice. This is kind of like when Goku wanted Gohan to fight Cell. Little bro was getting cooked for a cool little minute. I'm still trying to figure out what Goku was even smiling about. Ain't shit funny. Even when Miles was running off, Peter was in the back waving at him. His whole suit was burned off too. The Green Goblin dipped bro in some sauce and tossed him aside. Now look at him. What happened to the days where they had Spider-Man fighting a human with robot wings? And this is where it gets bad. Because Kingpin then walks up to Peter and he takes off his mask. And oh nah, he's blonde. Why is he blonde? Peter, quick, what's 2 + 2? Look at him, bro. He can't even see the answer. He's cooked. They done turned my boy into a dumbass. And Miles didn't help the situation either. He was supposed to leave an hour ago, but turns out the Spider-Man in this dimension has no motion, no aura. His words don't mean shit, and he got packed up by Kingpin. I don't claim this Spider-Man, bro. Instead, Miles was being nosy and ended up getting chased by the Prowler. His theme alone would have gave me nightmares for a week. But after all that, Miles finally makes it back home, and oh, hey yo, officer, I'ma need you to stay 15 feet away from my woman, please. Mamacita, mamacita. My fault, gang. Anyways, Miles decides to test out his powers, so he runs up the building standing up there as if he was my goat, Batman. Nah, little bro, run back down them stairs. So he goes up the smaller building and starts running. Turns on the jets, just to trip and fall on his shoelaces. And he falls and breaks the key that Peter gave him. You already know that Peter is rolling in his grave. Like, you know how much I sacrificed. Can't give niggas shit. Miles then goes to Peter's grave talking about some, my bad. And then when another Peter shows up, he packs him up too. He's going on a generational run. And even the writers were deriding when they told Peter B. Parker's backstory. They said he broke his back, got divorced, and was crying in his bathtub with a slice of pizza on the side. And to make it worse, he was talking about, oh, did you know that seahorses mate for life? And I'm wondering if anyone is about to tell this nigga that the males are also the ones that give birth. We get back to Miles, who is dragging this man into Peter Parker's tombstone. And when they're running through the street, Miles drags his face into the road. Oh, nah! This is some crazy disrespect. And when Peter finally wakes up, he's tied up in a room. And you already know what he was thinking. He was out there like,
my eyes deceive me? Like, relax, bro. Or is this a
But they team up and head to Alchemax, where they get to the lab. And Miles started singing a banger.
Snap, baby, I'm aware.
I added this to my playlist immediately. But Peter got his ass manhandled by Doc Ock, got choked out and slammed to the ground. He tried to defend himself with an exercise ball. It got popped, and he finds himself in another chokehold just to get thrown through the glass. And he gets up as if we ain't just see all that. This is what happens when you go to a fight barefoot. What is with these characters not even putting on some loafers? We've got Timu and Panda by. Your credit card information ain't safe, but hey, at least you ain't got your toes out. Anyways, we get the infamous bagel moment. Ah, my head. And they swing through the forest, but Miles is terrible at swinging. And they end up getting saved by, oh hell nah, get her off my screen. They make their way to Aunt May, where they meet the dream team. And we see the GOAT Spider-Ham. Look at him, clean. Everyone is always talking about Noir, as if y'all don't see Peter Porker right behind him posing up. But we skip forward and they give us the craziest house fight ever. And they've got Peter getting choked once again. They even had Aunt May doing more damage with the baseball bat. Send that man for a home run. And just watch how badly he gets worked. He tries to defend Miles from the Prowlers, so he's like, I got this. Goes and tackles him and still ends up on the ground. And when he gets his chance to fight back, he gets one punch. Then immediately gets flipped over and gets his ass bulldozed into the wall and knocked into the ground. This can't be y'all's goal. This is why I support Batman. And even though he does manage to kick Prowler into the wall, he still gets grabbed by Doc Ock. And look at how she has him in the air. Oh nah, let's move on. So they all regroup in Miles' dorm room, and Peter is telling Miles to stay behind because he's not ready for the fight. And Miles is just like, don't talk to me, you old ass fossil. You're just not ready. How old are you anyway? Like 30, nigga? Go file your taxes or some shit. I don't want you here. You're going to get yourself killed, man. Listen. But I need to fight Kingpin with his big back self. He needs to go. And Peter embarrasses Miles by holding him upside down. He even ties him up, and I feel like this was excessive. There was no reason for him to shoot webs onto his mouth. Was he supposed to scream or something? I'm confused. He couldn't even respond to his dad when he showed up to his room door. Like, damn, nigga, let me speak. But it was time for them to act out the plan. They disguised themselves as waiters, and they already had to give Peter some more trauma. He has to deal with the fact that MJ is in the same room as him. And Gwen is talking about, trust me, I've been there. You got to move on. Man, you a hater. Get your ass on from here. And when he does run into MJ, obviously he's nervous. But look at Gwen in the back. I'm telling you, she a hater. Because Noir wasn't doing all that extra shit. He was concerned and stuff, but he ain't over there doing the most. And I've got to mention this, because how does Kingpin even fit through doors? Right here, he literally had to walk in diagonally just to fit. But anyways, he turns on the collider once again. And when Peter is about to enter the key to stop it all, he gets choked out by Doc Ock again. She thinks she's slick. She's freaky as hell. She wants him to eat it. When he gets another chance to put the key, he just misses. And she has him wrapped up in her arms talking about some any last words. And I don't know why villains be doing this, bro. Because it's like, bitch, you choking my ass for the 15th time. I can't even breathe, let alone say a whole word. Miles had to come in clutch and save him. And I ain't gonna lie, he was moving clean with the new suit and rocked her in her jaw. And while Kingpin is still trying to spawn in a new family, not knowing that they don't want nothing to do with his ass, she had Peter in a chokehold again. Like, dog, are your spidey senses lagging or something? Bro's moving like a bot. She's spamming one move. And this scene right here was cool. They get thrown into the building, and the way they were moving around the obstacles with such finesse, it was almost perfect. Almost. Just imagine Gwen wasn't on the screen. Noir was putting in some work too. Gave Michael Jackson a perfect combo and even gave him his hat back before sending him to the ground. And just to make sure, sent a car to his dome. My GOAT Spider-Ham had to one-up him. Saved the day by sending an anvil on Scorpion's head and got to frying him. Hit him with the shake and bake to punch him in the face. Then pulled out the elite hammer out of his inventory to block his arm. And ran up to boom him in his head. And look at the way he landed into the pose. He's different. Also, can someone explain to me why Miles put himself in the friend zone with Gwen? Rewatching this, I just realized that he was talking about some friends. Why would he put himself in the friend zone? Bro was not trying for real. This was a different level of self-sabotage, bro.
See my star shine like a diamond. Can you move a son of diamond? A million SC.